When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
It has happened where people just haven't noticed and they've run out of time. I'm like, sounds good. Oh, overcooked it a bit. Jeez.
Clean! Keep going, ET!
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Minus 1,000 flash will win apres curl.
Oh, they're really sweeping this, boys.
They're
really sweeping this. Oh, boy, you can't give up a steal here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, nice shot from Caitlin.
But here we go, it's happening.
Yeah, draw for the win for Rylan Kleider. Needs a piece of the forefoot. He's been really good all game. Trevor Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like
good.
line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Rylan Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Wear your place. Come as you are, and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
Seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance.
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When you conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Wear your place. Come as you are, and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
It has happened where people just haven't noticed and they've run out of time. I'm like, sounds good. Oh, overcooked it a bit. Jeez.
Clean. Keep going, ET.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Minus 1,000 flash will win apres curl.
Oh, they're really sweeping this, boys. They're
Look at this,
really
this is a good one.
sweeping this. Oh, boy, you can't give up a steal here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, nice shot from Caitlin.
So here we go, it's happening.
Yeah, draw for the win for Rylan Kleider. Needs a piece of the forefoot. He's been really good all game. Trevor Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they
Line's
like
good.
line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Rylan Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Where your place. Come as you are, and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
Seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance.
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
And you conquered another game. A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Where your place. Come as you are, and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
Seizing victory.
when
Last run.
Yep.
8th in. From the tie to Isabel Wrana.
Japan.
Interesting.
Yeah. He'll only coach women's team. That's in his contract. He only likes to hang out with the women.
No, not a bad move.
They don't call him King Nick for nothing. And then we've got our feature sheet. Right in front of us here, we've got Team Anderson versus Team Kim. And then Team Tabata versus Team Gim. Team Anderson 3-0. Team Kim also 3-0. So that's just a battle to see where they end up in the playoffs. Both those teams heading to the playoffs. And Team Tabata staying alive at 1-2 versus Team Gim, both 1-2. So one of those will go to 2-2. We already have Team Black at 2-2 and Team Hot 2-2. 5 teams straight in. So we're looking at tiebreakers already, if my math is correct, John, because we got 3 here, 5, that's 8, and then one of these for sure. At least 9 teams on the ladies' side going to be alive after this draw, which means we're going to have tiebreaker action in the ladies' draws tomorrow. So
early morning tomorrow, for a couple teams?
Early morning. So the building's starting to fill up here. Team Gushu plays tonight. Johnny, you hosted a kitchen party last night in the arena. How'd that go?
Oh, the rip-roaring good time.
I kind of figured it might be.
Yeah, we had a bunch of curling teams came in there and some good old-fashioned Newfoundlander fans, and we had a good band, a young band that was playing in there, and just, yeah, we got a vibe going in here. It was pretty cool. And obviously, with it being a packed house, it was just pretty electric in this arena yesterday, and but still looking pretty good right now for a non-Brad Gushu draw. It looks like we're at least half full right now, and they're making some noise here, so it'll be a fun afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know that they'll break attendance records this week, but they might. We used to, I mean, John, you would remember playing at the MTS Center in Winnipeg, and the first time we went there, I think we went there a couple of times, but the first time there were 8, 9, even 10,000 people at some draws. So if the arena was bigger here, they'd crush any record, but they're gonna crush records for how often they sold out. I know all the seats aren't full, but all the tickets are sold. Everybody jumped on those full event packages last year when they were announced. Within a week, they were like 50% sold out or something crazy. So it's been an event, and we're just getting to the good part. You know, it's Friday night in St. John's. George Street will be firing, and we're heading towards the playoffs and trying to find out who's going to win the Coyote National, the third leg of the Grand Slam of curling. Can anybody knock off Team Maud on the men's side? And then on the ladies' side, Team Homan won the last one, but lost the first final. So we'll see, and that was to Team Anderson. So the ladies, Canada dominating. We're not dead yet in Canada, are we, John? If you read social media,
we're hanging on.
You might think we are on social media, but we're still kicking.
No, I think it's been interesting with this Anderson team. I was talking to them yesterday. I said, you guys are the most versatile team on tour. Doesn't matter who you plug into that lineup, you seem to do well. So that's a testament to, you know, some good adaptability on their squad. And obviously that Homan team is, what's been impressive about them was they kind of plateaued a few years ago, and it didn't look like they were, you know, they were kind of getting passed by some of these international teams. And then all of a sudden, it's like it pushed them to go even further. And now they've become all-world again, and it's been impressive because that doesn't happen all the time when other teams start playing better than you, and it just seemed to re-motivate them. So it's great to see Rachel and her teammates really thriving.
Yeah, and Ryan Fry takes most of the credit for that. He coached them for a year, and right after that, they've been unbeatable.
And he'll be the first to tell you that too.
Or the flip, the flip side is, as soon as he left, they became unbeatable. They were good with him, but they got really good when he left. Don Bartlett last year, that was the best season, and Donnie B was on the bench.
Yeah, I was actually surprised not to see him on the bench this year because I felt that was the best they've played in years together. Like they really reached their full potential, but I think it might have been Don is retired, and I'm not sure if he wanted to travel as much as they might want to coach. So, yeah, look, I think they're trying someone out this week, aren't they, Langer? You heard anything about that?
I've seen somebody on their bench. I can't confirm or deny what she's doing there. She doesn't have time to coach. But yeah, Jennifer Jones has been on the bench a little bit. And
she cut some mean oranges, I heard. That's why they brought her in.
I don't know if it's a trial or what it is, because Jen's quite busy here this week in the booth and stuff. But Rachel asked her just to check out a few games when she had time earlier in the week, and I don't think she'll be on the bench anymore because she'll be in the booth. But yeah, I think I heard that they wanted to offer Donnie B the job again, but they couldn't contact him because he doesn't have a cell phone yet.
Yeah, he's got a landline that he rarely ever answers, or sometimes you get the odd direct Facebook message through to him. So, yeah, he's a tough guy. Smoke signals probably work best with him.
You got to know where his local watering hole is if you really want to find him. And that was one of the great memories of the last 10 years for me, was this field we played in with you and Kirk Myers and Glenn Howard and Don Bartlett at the Glencoe Club.
What a time.
Yeah, and Donnie B, you're right. If you couldn't talk to him face to face, you couldn't really get word to him.
Yeah.
Old school, we'll call that. So
yeah, he's one of the best still.
The Team Wrana with the hammer and a good come around on Linda Stenlund's first.
It'll be interesting to see how much desperation this Swedish team has. They're fighting for their lives, and they need to win more than Homan does. So you'd expect to see some real fight out of them today. So I'm hoping they lay it all out here. It's a good testament to a good team is if they can, when their backs are against the wall, really find a way to come through. So we'll see what they got here today.
And it was the same situation on the same sheet against really the number one team in the world. Nicholas Edin and the fellas had to beat Bruce Mount to stay alive, and didn't happen. They didn't have a very good game, and Bruce and the guys kind of made everything, and it was a pretty lopsided encounter. So hopefully we're in for a good one here today. If I'm Team Wrana, I want to make sure this game goes the distance. Not that I'm trying to play defensive early, but getting the hammer in the first end goes a long way in accomplishing that. Try and dictate play.
Especially with 8 ends, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So we're drawing around to lie 2, and they went a little deep. So Homan second, Emma Miskew.
Flurry with the nice little carve in there, eh? You make that roll.
And Jen and I talk about all things curling, but when we talk about Team Homan, we often, obviously Rachel's as good a shot maker, if not the best shot maker in the world. Tracy's a fantastic third, but I think their front end kind of dominates women's curling right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. They when they put this team together, it didn't gel right away. It kind of took some time to get together, but I think and I'm sure it would have been tough for Emma playing third for so many years to play second for the first time, and it's something that's once you can get your mind around it and kind of let it go from an ego perspective, and you can really embrace that role, which I think she's done now. It is, she's all world at it, and same with Sarah. I think both Emma and Sarah could probably play third on a lot of, or back end on a lot of, great women's teams in the country. But instead, they've decided to, kind of know their role and embrace that role, and that's, I think, a major part of why this team has become so successful.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. Sarah did win a Scotties at third for Chelsea Carey not that long ago.
Yep, a little bit.
And here she is playing lead and doing it extremely well, and one of the best sweepers in the women's game. And yeah, there's no holes in this team. You kind of got to catch them on a little bit of an off day, but you got to find a way to keep the pressure on, right? Like anybody, if you keep the pressure on every end, eventually they do miss.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing how this team come together, because I think a lot of people had question marks about how Rachel and Tracy would that dynamic would be on the back end. And I think the first year, they were definitely feeling out their, each other out, because I think, Tracy struggled a little bit, and it took her a full year. That second year that they started playing together, she really, it's like she went, she had a newfound confidence and started making everything and became one of the best thirds. Really kind of came into that role. And I think since that's happened, this team has been almost unbeatable. And it's been great to see a player transition like that, because I think after their first year, there were still some question marks about this team. And then whatever they did in that from year 1 to year 2 and 3, it's been very impressive. And I think you're just starting to see them hitting their stride here. Well, they've been hitting their stride now for
now they're really hitting it.
Yeah.
They're keeping their stride going. They're proving they're not sprinters. They're endurance, and they got a good setup going here. As Maria Larson's first, she made the run back, got rid of both the reds, but left kind of double centers, and Tracy, as she often does, just whipped one around right to the button. And I think, with Tracy in the beginning, I think if you ask most players, Rachel has an intimidation factor, right? She's a strong personality and a fantastic player, has been for a long time, and she intimidates other teams, and Tracy was other teams for years, so I'm sure she came in and was a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I can see that. And there's also like Emma and Sarah, who are strong personalities as well, so it's been really great to see her come into her own, and now it looks like everyone's extremely comfortable together on that team. And
that's why I don't know why they're trying to screw it up by bringing in that Jones lady.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
It's really no upside for any coach coming in to coach this team. I mean, you could be the one that, didn't screw it up, or you can be the one that screwed it up. That's really the only two options. You can't be the one that really helped anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was about to say that this is a bit of a straight spot here. There's been a few in this first 10 that have ran a little straighter, and the Wrana team got caught on that. That's a good example of not throwing to your tolerance, because you got to make sure you give the sweepers a chance on that one. And worst case, you clip that guard. Now they're in some real trouble here. So
serious trouble. And I think luckily for Team Wrana, I don't think they called this one right on the button. That's where I would have called it. Tracy just made it. Around the audible, but it's not through the right speed as she usually does. And I wonder if Wrana should have played the freeze, get to the button first. I know it doesn't feel great in the first end, but now you're kind of dead here.
Yeah, this is at least two good shots to get a chance at anything on the button there. So probably need to bring in the brother here on this one, eh?
Rasmus.
This is more of a Rasmus shot, I think. But
Rasmus loves this one. Almeida, we'll see what she's got here on the straight back. And like you said, John, there's really not a great result. I guess you could get rid of the yellow and the red and roll a rock or something.
Yeah.
Maybe tick the top yellow, open it right up. If you could move all three on the center, that would be really good news. Like that.
That's pretty good. That's as good as you could do.
No, I'll go back
Great
to
shot.
George Street, Rasmus. We don't need you. Almeida's got it. That's perfect. That's absolutely the best you could do. They're going to still throw a second guard on 2 in the 4-foot, but you got another kicker, and that's usable if you need to as a slash. You got an intern draw now still for 1. That's real hard, but at least cut him down and gives them a chance.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Rachel's going to keep their foot on the gas. Doesn't care about that yellow one just yet. Obviously the crowd here, it's Gushu first, but they've been awesome to every Canadian team, including Team McEwen last night playing against Gushu.
Yeah, that was a cool intro. That was one of the best intros I've seen in a long time. They had a WWE feel to it, and McEwen really embracing the enemy role, knowing that they're coming into the Lions Den here in St. John's. So that was pretty cool to see that.
Want some separation between this and the other center guard, probably.
Looks like it's a little light here.
Keep going.
You're going to be a hole?
Finish.
Close. No. Maybe.
Just enough.
I think it is just enough, eh?
Yeah. What do you do here now, Langer? Try to rip the double peel?
Yeah, I guess so. If you don't make it, though, I mean, anything you don't make now, you're dead. So that's really the only shot I see. You could run the red in there, but it's pretty hard to get all the reds. But maybe possible. So
She's trying this red.
Isabella throws it as hard as anybody. She's been known to make the big weight shots as well. Can make them all. Won the Players' Championship a couple of years ago in Toronto and kind of announced her presence with an iron fist. Another team that's kind of been in the shadow of one of the best teams in the world for a number of years, and Anna Hasselberg has made this team a lot better, although has resulted in fewer international appearances than they'd like. So this one sounds close.
Ooh, unbelievable. That's got to be the shot of the week.
Is that out?
Oh my God.
It's out.
Usually you don't have a best shot of the game coming and skips first in the first end, but I think.
And
can you believe that?
Rolled to guard the corner. Rachel just had to take a deep breath there.
That's got to be right up there with that. That Craig shot yesterday.
Well, that one was pretty wild too. That I didn't expect. I actually thought the triple would have to go the other way.
Unbelievable. ABBA with just
without her pink feathers.
Without the pink feathers.
I don't know it at all. Yeah, I don't really know the draw.
Yeah, that is. Those you throw hard and you just try to be close, and sometimes you get that. That was a combination of a great shot and a little bit of good fortune, eh, Langer?
For sure.
Especially where that guard rolled.
They're talking about a guess on the draw. It's like, well, you threw the guard there 4 times and you threw the draw there once. I mean, I know it has to go a rock more over, but isn't the play to go around the center, top 8 foot?
It depends. I think that they might think that guard's a little bit too high.
It is for sure. It's chaseable, but I mean,
you could also pick this. Looks like it's about half open.
I think that's what Tracy's suggesting. Why don't you have a look from the hack and see what's what?
But I think they were fooled a little bit by the draw because her last draw they called it as a 2 or a 3 and it ended up a 1, and it was in a little bit of a tighter path. So maybe they're not super confident in what the weight's going to do. So
we're either going to get a blank here, or we're going to get free draw for 2.
Is she picking it or running it?
Picking it, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Homan?
Easy peasy. We've got a blank. It didn't look like a blank about 90 seconds ago, but Isabella Wrana with, like Johnny said, maybe the shot of the week to really save her team from a rough start. You don't want to get down early, especially when you have the hammer against Team Homan, but we're going to have a throw through here and a blanked first end. So while we're still in the air, we'll give you an update. Another blank end to report right next door. Team Tabata, Team Gim with the hammer there playing the second end. Carrie Anderson with a tough draw against Team Kim here. Has to draw full 4 for 1 against 1. And Alina Petz without the hammer in some trouble against Yoshimura. Looks like she's going to try and make a double here to force them to 1, but doesn't make it, and might be a draw for 2 for Team Yoshimura in the first end. But that's blanks for us, and we'll be back right after the break. We've got Team Homan without the hammer throwing the first one here.
Let it curl.
Sarah Wilkes.
Did you say T? No. 3. 3.
Rachel would not like T-line here.
It's over curling.
Trying to hit the center line, but just a fantastic shot by Isabella Wrana on her first shot in the first end. And that's got to give a skip a lot of confidence getting started here, John. And literally saw Rachel kind of sigh and take a deep breath after thinking, we've got them dead in the water, to, holy, we might give up 2 here.
Yeah, there's especially because there was probably a little bit of good fortune involved there. So, but you got to be patient. If you, the key is providing consistent heat on the opponent, and I think that you got to keep that in mind. They might be able to get out of jail free a few times, but if you can be relentless on your opponent, which is what Rachel and her team are very good at, then that's what you got to keep in mind. Is it's not a, what do they say? It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, absolutely. And the comment, what I would have said after that end is, okay, no worries, we're all over them. Set it up again. Do it again. She won't make those all day. Nobody in the world is going to make those kinds of shots all day. So, and a little mistake there early from Linda Stenlund and 2 center guards. So, chance for Sarah Wilkes to get it right to the top of the forefoot and set up another potential force or steal. So another mistake, though, handing it right back, and see if Linda can race. This is a race to the top forefoot. First team that gets kind of half to full top 4 buried is going to control this end for the next little while at least. See if Linda can just add that, 8 feet, 10 feet of weight, and don't over add, don't over fix it. It's like you slice one in the water on the first tee, don't pull hook one in the water on the second tee. Not that I'd ever do that.
It looks like that's what she may have been doing here too.
Yeah, 4 right to start and 4 left. She was paying attention though. She made sure she didn't make the same mistake twice. Will it stay for shot? If it does, it's not awful.
Yeah, not the best start for Sweden here.
I think it is shot, however. If that's the only saving grace. So, but advantage team Homan, 2 centers and 2 back 8. So. See if Emma can get one in there. And I totally agree with you, John. And Emma's done a great job of adjusting to playing second, and probably a nice change in some ways. Not that Emma and Rachel are sick of each other, but they've played together since they were like, I don't know, you would know better. Your dad kind of coached them when they were kids, 7, 8, 9 years old, whatever it was. And so kind of to split them up, give them a new challenge. Rachel a new challenge in having a different third, and Emma a new challenge, a new position in sweeping 6 rocks and end, and it's working.
And Emma's always been one of the best sweeping thirds when she was playing third for Rach, and so sometimes you got to look at a player's total package they bring, and Emma was is almost stronger as a sweeper than she could have been more utilized as a sweeper, which I think Rachel recognized. And Fleury being one of the best line callers and skips in the game. As I said, once they all found their groove on that team, I think that it's great to see them all thriving and playing to their strengths.
Close there from Maria Larson, but over curling and leaving that center guard, and unfortunately it's the red center guard as well. So Rachel going to double guard this. It still looks like it's kind of dead buried almost. Could draw another one in there. Yeah, you could do that. That's kind of the defensive offensive call. What are they going to do? They're probably still going to run it. And if they miss the run again, then you can guard 2 instead of just 1.
Looks like they're guarding, eh?
I think they went back to the original call, yeah. We want to be basically in front of the other guard, but cheat a little bit on the high side, the broom side here, because you can see a little piece of that red shot stone, so you don't want to allow them to chase that.
Make sure it's over, guys. Hard line. Over and stop.
Ooh, it's coming down here. Ouch.
Oh, they misjudged that. That's a bit of a sweeping error.
You call that? You know what you call that in St. John's? Round of kitty vitties.
Expensive.
Expensive round of kitty vitties for the squad. They just got caught a little bit on that spot because they weren't sweeping it much till the end there. See if this catches that spot as well. Looks like it's curling early.
Sounds like it's all over the guard. Need to roll this off. maybe a little light there. Just tap that to the tee line, hitting like 3/4 of it almost. So probably wanting hack and maybe ended up with back line.
That looked a little light.
So it is important. I thought yellow was second shot. So Rachel keeping her foot on the gas here. If this guard is missed, really, especially on the under curl, and they can chase on the outturn side, I think it's a chance. I'm usually wrong on the measures though from the overhead so far, John. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, it's hard to tell on the.
It is. Robbie Doherty tells me he's never wrong. So
Make sure it's here.
I just saw him in his nice green blazer. We could call him up here if we need him. In between announcements, and is he running the Grand Slam of karaoke tomorrow night again? He'll be involved in
I
some
think
way.
Bryce. I don't know if you know about this Bryce.
That's one of Robbie's buddies. Yeah,
he's a talented fella, and yeah, they've been so. We were so impressed with him after the first slam. We said, "Okay, we know you guys are from PI, and we thought, you just do the hometown slam, but how about coming to each slam?
We're gonna need you.
How about being the old traveling Mulberries?"
What a great band. So outturn chase, like I said, it did undercurl a little bit, and a chance here for Almeida, at least to lie one, maybe two. Could get close to nose here with the right speed. Don't want to hear hard on these chases to the center out of your hand.
Especially early in the game, it seems like these are the ones that'll go. But they're holding it nice here. I think they're.
Oh, great sweep there.
Yeah, she put some nice rotation on that. I had a feeling that was going to hold better for them.
Perfect shot, and I don't know. It looks like yellow's lying two to me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Langer.
You ever, you played in lots of slams, pool formats, John, and lots of times your last round robin game only mattered for hammer. Do you ever change to a little bit more aggressive in those games, knowing that even if you do win it, it's not a huge difference in the playoffs? Does that ever affect you? Could Rachel be playing a little more aggressive because she's free rolling?
Rachel's aggressive by nature, I've always found, so that's not a surprise. And I think that they're just a really confident team right now. And when you're confident, sometimes, there you go, there's a great shot.
Never mind.
Yeah, when you're confident, you go, you play the shots that are maybe a little tougher, but can put the heat on your opponents a bit more, and that's what they seem to be doing here. And, but yeah, you don't. I think you make the mistake the odd time in your life early in your career, and you might not take these games as seriously when you already got a playoff spot wrapped. But these days, when the difference of maybe having a hammer in a playoff game and or rock color, you don't want to give up any inch, and so I think that you're going to see. It looks like you're going to be seeing the Rachel Homan A game. And so far, so good.
Yeah, as they lie three now. Almeida with a great shot on her first, but Tracy had the answer, and then Almeida did not have the answer on the run back. But as you said, Team Homan is just nonstop pressure here. Nothing but difficult shots for Team Wrana so far. So I think you just guard this, and she might draw, but real tight guard here, John. Do you see anything else?
No, I think you got to guard. You got to come real tight with it, because if you don't, they're going to come around something. And even if you give them go top 12 and you give them a double, you can come around that again and be in a real good position still too. So, but yeah, it's interesting tonight. We're going to be. You will see us here tonight. We're going to introduce something tonight. It's going to be kind of fun. We're going to get this couch going for the second half of the game tonight at 8, and we are going to bring some tokens, some drink tokens in here from the patch that we've purchased. And we're going to do some live in-game betting against each other. Langer and I and Nick Sulsky and Ryan Fry. So we'll see. I think for Fry to have a chance, he's going to have to probably purchase twice as many chips as the rest of us. But it should be fun, and we're going to do some kind of like you do when you're sitting on the couch at home. Is what are the chances that she makes a shot?
Yeah, Mr. Make.
There we go.
And we have a side game of ends going on as well. Can we double dip?
I think there's a good chance of that. This one seems to be over curling here for Rach.
Switch turns. Were they not playing the intern guard for most of the end?
Yeah, strange, because that was their first outturn, I think, of the end there. I know the Swedes played a few there, but
kind of tricky though, because you know if that was a good guard, you might have seen Isabella try and draw around it. But now if she draws around it, because it's high, Rachel can make that out-turn tap to the button and you won't have a shot, really. So she's looking at the chase, I think?
I think you got to chase this and try to get just to nose.
Oh, that would be really good, right? And even miss the back one.
Yeah, you want to miss that back one, but this is you got to have perfect weight on this one. And it looks like, if anything, what I'm seeing out here is the houses are not super lively, so there's been a few rocks stopped shorter than the sweepers thought. So this will be a real important touch shot here for Isabella to give her team a boost.
So probably looking for just enough to kill it. Back line, light hack. I think if they get to the nose, it looks like they'll be shot, and Rachel will probably be forced just to kind of chase it and pick it out and leave an open draw for one, which at this point Isabella, I think, would be pretty happy with.
But massive difference if you are 3/4 high on it.
Yeah.
So there's a very little margin of error here. And they are by. Holy smokes, was that close.
Oh, even just feathers it just to make sure they're shot. And
Isabella that first rock she's been throwing is...
Can you pick that?
It's listening early.
It's listening, is it ever? Look how close this came to the guard.
Magic rock, and went through the guard, and just in case it wasn't shot, let's just feather the back one an inch or two, and they are definitely shot now. So I think Rachel's going to pick it. If she kind of clips her one on the side, the one back 8 is buried anyway. So we're going to have somebody scoring here.
I wouldn't. The only chance is if she hits the one that's buried, clips the one that's buried. Eh?
Yeah, which I don't know with how hard she's going to throw this. I don't think that's even possible. But she could hit it thin and go over and kill her one on the side 12. But that's
still good. Still gives her just a draw for one. Eh?
So you'll hear Rachel, her team, they have their own language: straight through or keep it there. So I've never asked, but straight through I think is kind of a normal throw, and keep it there is probably aggressive. Is that like a little more set? Keep it there, don't let it curl. Ooh, this is tight.
Flip the guard.
And a big turn of events there. Big break for Team Wrana. Got to put this second point on the board. Can't give away free points at the top level, especially to beat the best teams.
And this draw is a little trickier than you think, because you can't come to your shot rock in the 8-foot, because you got to go a little bit wider here, which might mean the path is a little different. So definitely not an automatic draw. They're going to have to, you want to make sure you communicate what this is going to do, and don't take this shot for granted. That's for sure.
No, it's not just a straight draw to the 8-foot. The alternative shot is you could play the draw through the hole.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind that either, especially if that path,
whichever path
is more predictable. Yeah.
There is some backing on that other path. You could throw a back line or a hack weight hit if you knew that path to the back red. But the paths haven't been crazy different. You saw Rachel, though, be surprised by her out-turn guard. So last shot here, second end, Isabella Wrana, draw the 8-foot for 2 and a bit of a new path. Sweepers want to sweep this early, probably. And ooh, line's tight. That's not one of the things you wanted to hear. Got to keep it going. Got to roll this off.
It's over curling.
Oh, no, you can't miss that one. That's expensive, as they say, as the old bear would say. That's expensive. That's just a single for Team Wrana. 1-0 after the second end. Team Homan will have the hammer for the first time when we come back for the third end.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
And although I did say I think Isabella would be happy with the single as she threw her first shot, But after the miss by Rachel, I can promise you she's not happy with the single now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We're going to try to get this replay up so that we can see what happened with that last shot. Because her weight was actually really good. Just
called tight right out of her hand, so didn't get out to her intended line, I think. And
yeah,
like you said in the break there, John, maybe got a little soft. Didn't keep it there, as Rachel would say, or straight through. You know, curled almost right away.
Yeah.
You're going to just have to trust us. The replay's not coming. Which is perfect in case we were wrong, eh?
So we'll see how, one's never a terrible score, but, mentally that's a tough one for the young Swedish team because the chance to go up 2-0 on Homan early in the slam, you never want to give that one away. So we'll see how they can respond mentally here and try to kind of bounce back by having a really strong end here.
The other thing is, it felt like they should be losing, and to put 2 on the board would have frustrated Rachel to no end. Probably, we're kind of beating these guys pretty good, and we're down 2-0. Like, what's going on out here? That would frustrate anybody, not just Rachel. But
a little bit tighter, losing line.
Those mini mental games that occur in the games within a game.
Yeah, and that's when, if that was me out there and you take the 2, you tell the other team, man, you guys are killing us, but it's 2-0.
Yeah.
Just in case they didn't notice.
I've heard that one a few times, Langer.
Well, we've never been up 2-0 on you guys, so that's a lie. Never even had the hammer. Maybe in slams, never at the Briar.
No.
I think I did the math one day, and at the Briar, Team Howard versus Team Martin that would have been when? 07 to 13?
Yeah, but a 6-year stretch, yeah.
Was it every year? Yeah, you guys were there every year. We were there every year. I think we were like 1-9 or 1-10. We beat you the last time we played you in London. In the 3-4 game. We just didn't have you ever in the right game. You didn't lose 1-2s or finals or semis or anything, but you lost the 3-4. I remember Rich celebrating like it was we'd won the Briar. We didn't win that Briar. Stoughton did.
Line's good.
And I didn't know Rich was going to retire after that, so that's why he was still happy. I finally accomplished my goal. I beat Kevin, John, Ben, and Mark at a Briar. Exit stage left. That was his first of 3 retirements.
Time to shut her down.
Guy retired 3 or 4 times.
Keep going. You gotta go.
Looks pretty good from Sarah Wilkes. I don't know if there's an edge. I think if there is, Isabella will chase it. There is, but these are becoming harder and harder. This is the shot we're seeing missed the most this week.
Yeah. Seen a few missed lows or high side, just not enough curl, which is a bit of a strange way to miss it, but better start to this end. We've had all 4 shots be made by the leads here, so we should have some good action.
For those of you who are watching the full house coverage, all 4 at one time, or watching one of the other streams, you already know this, but I'm going to call this a crazy start in the Yoshimura and Tiranzoni game. Yoshimura ended up getting 3 in the first and just stole 2. They're up 5-0 on Tiranzoni, and that would keep Yoshimura in the mix and drop Tiranzoni into a potential tiebreaker. So the ladies is getting messy here. Not that game is over, but can't kill this corner guard. Yikes.
Ouch.
So tough one there. Maria maybe listening or knowing that this isn't super swingy here. Don't get this back, and got it pointed towards the guard. I think that needs to come. Rachel gets to put it wherever she wants. So this one's going to be buried now.
It was over-buried him.
They chased an over-buried rock. Okay. Her choice. Run it. Can you chase it? You draw around it?
You can chase that, can't you? It looks like it's at least half open.
It does look chaseable.
2/3 open.
Oh, if that's possible. Oh, just the freeze bump. Okay. Looks like red might be shot, but can't leave these 2 in the middle here. Can't leave the guard and the top 8 one. Hack weight chase. Team Homan with some gear this week in the rock shop, eh, Johnny? The Homan Empire.
Yeah. Selling pretty good. I've seen a lot of fans wearing that
nice
Homan Empire shirt.
Team McEwen launching a bit of swag too. There's a Zilla shirts for that's what they call Flash.
Sweepzilla.
Yeah, Sweepzilla. This is a good looking shot. But wait till you see the Marsh Bros stuff. They've got their own logo. Do you remember Super Mario Bros?
Yeah.
It's the exact same lettering and coloring, and it says Marsh Bros. It's pretty solid.
Awesome. Yeah, those guys are beauties. Two of the nicest guys in the game, and it's great to see them doing well now.
Yeah, and they've quietly become as good as any front end in the game. I've watched up close the last couple of years, and they just don't make very many mistakes.
Just watch that rock, baby.
So run back here. This wasn't in my Rolodex. Yikes. That's a interesting call there, John. You know, Rachel lying 2. It's 2 center guards. If you were going to play something crazy, draw around back 8 or something. But
Do you want to split that?
Rachel worried about that being kind of an extra center guard.
Almost the same shot. Like a little less. A hair less.
So I think Rachel's worried that eventually Isabella and Team Wrana will get one around that yellow-red combo, and they won't be able to get it. So split this, lie 3, and just leave that lonely center that most things are going to be chaseable around that one.
I like this call.
I think it's great if it's made. It's definitely the hardest one. If I'm throwing this, I think, why can't I just draw around the corner guard? Hack is too much. I don't think this is hack weight, though.
Might get lucky if they just shave the guard here. No, it's not going to make it in, is it? Well, that changes things.
Yeah, that was a pretty big miss from Emma in a spot she just threw. Won't be happy with that one.
I think if anything, you want to miss wide there. If you just tickle that, or even if you go by and you get to your own back one's not the end of the world.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that guard would have been in play. She chunked it pretty good. We'll see if Almeida can come up with another big weight hit, double, and maybe even roll behind the corner guard. Sounds pretty good. Oh, just lost it and now rolled this red one, lost back there too. But a good rock to freeze too, and Rachel's got to get one in the way here. She could chase the one top 12, but then they're going to probably freeze in the back one behind the guard, so. Needs to make this come around. Tracy Fleury, one of the best in the business at this shot. Tracy's got a unique setup. She starts at the back, like her foot's already behind the hack. She has no, it's all forward press. There's no, what is that, back press, I guess?
Yeah.
Part of the delivery, which is kind of like starting your golf swing at the top.
Yeah, it's like hard to get momentum, you know?
Well, it's just, that rhythm, right?
Even for hits, she does that?
She does that for every shot, yeah. And I think she's just trying to simplify things as much as possible. And
looks like a good-looking shot here.
Looks like very good. Speed looks perfect, too. It's pretty good.
Tracy Fleury does not miss very many draws, does she, Leonard?
No, she doesn't. And she's actually become a pretty good hitter, too. Obviously learning from some of the best hitters in the game, Rachel and Emma. Probably giving her a few tips. She's become a good hitter, too. Not that she wasn't before, but she's become a better hitter. When Tracy made the switch over to Team Homan, Tracy was actually the #1 team in Canada, according to the points.
Yeah, they had a great season, I think, the year before. They make the trials final?
They did. They lost the trials final to Jen. And
yeah, that was quite the game, too, wasn't it? They had that.
They had it in the extra. Jen missed the one that in 10 to win, a pretty makeable shot for 2, and I was super impressed with how they bounced back from that. I don't think many teams could have came out and made 8 shots in a row after thinking you're going to win the Olympic trials final, which, the pressure and the stress involved in that, John, and then having to steal in the next end, and they literally made 8 perfect shots and left Tracy a really tough hack weight chase or backline chase, and she wrecked on the guard.
Imagine she'd won that, eh? We might have some different teams in this country right now.
It might have been, looking back, it's hard to say that's one of the best things that ever happened to her, but it might have been.
Yeah.
Are we trying to sit 3 or hook a little bit? Did you rather hit this?
She's now a Scotties and world champion.
There's nowhere to roll. You gotta roll there.
#1 team in the world, winning everything.
Yeah.
heavy favorite to win the Scotties again, and right now the heavy favorite to represent Canada in Italy, which sounds kind of cool. So that was a big miss there, Almeida. Didn't get that one online. So another chance to hit in lie 3, and this one they can roll under the guard. Kind of show half and half, the old Colleen Jones Christmas tree. There you see Coach Nicholas. He looks good in pink. Walking on the boards there. He looks good in anything. I mean, he's a Swedish Viking, so.
Be interesting to see if how good their English is, because communication with those English coaches is tough with some of these Asian teams, especially the young ones that don't speak a lot of English.
Absolutely. But almost made that perfect. Another half rock roll there. This might set up another triple for Isabella to come to the rescue for her team.
It's close. You got to throw it's got to be bombs away here to get
across the top. I think is the only way to make it, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe the other way, but that would be an extreme bomb. That would be like a 4.5 second hit. So that if they do play the nose, the guard's in play.
Yeah, I don't hate the nose, because probably going to leave you a draw out of it, you know, or an easy run, maybe run double in the next one. So I don't mind the nose because I think if you nose it, you get the back two for sure.
Looks like it to me too. So nose with just like a solid normal or a firm, and leave your shooter there. Sometimes we race and think they're line 3, there is a triple, we got to play it. If this isn't made right, you're going to be looking at a way tougher draw on your last against 3 again.
Set that one pretty good though. Might be going over the top here now. Plan B?
Maybe nut it and hit the back too.
Ooh.
Oh, jammed them all. You're right, nose would have been really good. She does have the freeze, as you, Rachel, say.
Right there with control.
I might consider just drawing one in the way. It's much easier if you play this hit and nose it, you didn't take away the freeze. Always easier to draw to a spot. Well, not always, but usually easier to draw to a spot than it is to hit and roll to a spot. The ice has to be pretty bad to have the hit and roll be easier, eh, John?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that the draw here isn't a terrible option at all. It's actually probably a better chance of getting the result you want. So.
She's going to keep this there, keep it there, so a little more aggressive throw. She could throw like a board weight and roll right into her other red one. That would be good too.
You think if she noses this, that they would freeze?
I think if they want to win the game, it's an opportunity to really keep the momentum going towards Wrana, but it sounds like she's made this. Nothing now in terms of a draw, because any draw, there's going to have a runner. So you got to make the double, limit the damage. I don't think it can go tick-tick and get the back one too, but it's hard to tell from the rafters.
Hair more or hair less.
Yeah, I think she'll be happy to get rid of 2 here. And now that missed draw is looking a little bit bigger than.
Hair more or hair less. Yeah.
Hair more or hair less on the roll, she says, but I mean, I don't think, an inch either way was going to make a big difference on that.
Yeah, I think if she rolls more, then probably gives her a better chance at throwing that freeze. So
last stone for Isabella Wrana. Needing a double to limit the damage. If she misses the top one, might be able to make the back double. No problems. And a free draw for 2 for Team Homan to take a 2-1 lead. And this is as
pretty slow,
open as I don't love hearing my skip say that. Pretty slow. I do actually, because I'm a lazy sweeper, but
what'd you say?
Throw it hard. Pretty slow, eh? But it might be one of those days where Rachel's just feeling it's slow, so you don't want to say, no, it's really fast.
Sometimes you just got to read your skip.
Yeah, that's part of it.
And what headspace they're in that day.
So final stone of the 3rd end to take a 2-1 lead. Rachel Homan just needs any piece of the paint. Sweepers look pretty satisfied. Doesn't look like any trouble here. This is real close to the button. That's going to be 2 for Team Homan and a 2-1 lead after 3 ends. Team Wrana will have the hammer when we come back.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
We're back at the Coyote National. We're at the Mary Brown Center in St. John's, Newfoundland. We're on the Rock. And the new hashtag for curling is Let's Rock. It couldn't be more fitting, could it? It was like they planned it. Nick Selsky, the creative genius behind everything pretty much that's happening at Slam, him and his team. We were talking yesterday at lunch, John, how he surrounds himself with the best possible people. Everybody has the same kind of attitude and vision, and it's team building 101. It doesn't really seem to matter if it's a curling team or it's a business team. Nick's a guy that leads by example and has a great group of people here and has the confidence of the players for, I think, a number of reasons. One is he's done absolutely everything he said he would do so far, and it's worked. And number two is he takes input from everybody, gets the players involved, and has done a better job in a couple of months of promoting players than I think the sport has done in the last 50 years.
Yeah, I've sure been impressed working with this group, and you nailed it when you said that Nick really knows how to build great teams and leads by example, and really understands where people have strengths and really kind of hits on those strengths. So yeah, it's been a really fun, different change for me working with the curling group and not being on the ice anymore and kind of seeing a different perspective inside of things. And what's also refreshing is there's a lot of people involved now that they don't have a curling background, and so some things that you know as a traditional curling fan or curler might seem very off the wall or off the cuff or very unique, or is something that is a refreshing change. Is that perspective of more of a business and sports mind. And there's some people involved that have been really successful in other sports and other sports ventures that are now getting involved with the curling group and curling, and I'm really excited to see where the sport can grow to. It's an exciting time for us.
Yeah, I think to the moon is where it's going, it seems. Big plans, and like I said, everything's happened that they said so far, and they're just getting going. So awesome to watch it happen to a sport that's meant so much to you and I over the years, and so many people, and all these players on the ice. It's a pretty good time to be involved. So center guard went up. Linda Stenlin made a good come around. And Team Homan played the run back, asking Sarah Wilkes for the run back. Missed it, rolled off. So now kind of a strange one. They threw a center guard Wrana, but I think that's a good call. That's a rock that it's hard to put any more rocks in play and not leave some kind of double. So out-turn chase for Emma. She threw this both her shots last end were on this same spot, so should have a pretty good idea. No problem here as long as it's got enough speed to kill it.
Good judge. Good feed.
Nice touch there by Emma.
Oh, the real boss is here, and she's bringing poker chips.
Awesome.
So a chance to hit and roll back. Maria Larson, see if she can roll right back under the yellow guard and force Emma into probably a run back. Doesn't roll all the way back, but I think got the edge under, so.
Yeah, 3 more feet.
Same kind of shot here for Emma. It's always nice to throw the same shot back to back. You have a pretty good idea of what it's going to do and how hard to throw it. So same kind of chase. to get this one to curl.
Good weight call. Good.
No problem. So a bit of a cat and mouse end here. Rachel's kind of telling me by her calls that just wants to make sure they don't do everything they can to not give up 2. And if you're Team Wrana, somebody needs to come up with a big hit and roll perfectly behind this center guard. Had it pretty good and just kind of missed the sweeping call. But again, not leaving the roll under, I don't think, for Team Homan. So worst case for Wrana, blank here is not the end of the world. Take Hammer into the second half of the game. Feature game tonight on Sportsnet is Team Hostley versus Team Gushu. It'll be rocking in here again. We've got Team Mike McEwen versus Team Reed Carruthers. All kinds of storylines there for 2 Canadian teams. Reed needs a win to stay alive. Mike and the guys already in the playoffs, but want that 4th win to get a higher seed in the playoffs than Hammer. A couple former teammates. Reed played with Mike. Catlin played 3rd for Colton when he skipped, and new player Kyle Deering coming into the mix. All sorts of stuff going on. Should be a wild party here again tonight at the Mary Brown Center, and we'll have lots of guys on the call. We'll be on the couch. He called the old couch a love seat, but this one, John's actually a love seat, and we're going to get 4 of us on there, so we'll figure it out. Might be standing room only, even in the booth tonight.
Luckily, we're all pretty tight, 4 of us, so I think...
So rolling a little wider. I don't think they probably want the roll necessarily behind the guard now. It might be right on the button, maybe even behind the button. So speaking of betting, and I don't think we should try it at the slams, but maybe in a different event. I've always kind of thought, at some point in the end, you might want to turn one skip says to the other, I'll give you 1 if you'll take it right now, right? And have some kind of payment system involved. I think right now they both probably agree to a blank.
Yep.
But neither one of them are super comfortable that that's what's going to happen. Need to keep hitting and staying if you're Team Homan, and if you're Team Wrana, you could change to a come round if one of these rolls even out into the 8-foot, but you're not going to draw when they're full 4.
Too much.
Would you try and roll to the wing here, John? If you do that, and then Rachel noses on her first, you come around on Isabella's first?
I think if it's the 6th end, I'd probably do that, but I'm not sure about the 4th.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
I think you're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken.
Yeah, no, I almost used that today. I was thinking of you. Somebody said something like that. I was like, well, Johnny Moe always used to say.
Yeah, that's called forcing the envelope a little bit when you don't need to, so... What would be interesting is if Homan does roll out, if they peel or if they come around.
True. Yeah, that would be an option, but here's a chance for Rachel. Short roll right to the top of the button. Not many teams. I'm going to say there's one team that takes just outside center of the rock to play a 1-foot roll to the button. Personally, I would miss this shot with that ice. Well, I would still make it, John, but I wouldn't aim at the broom.
Yeah, this is...
normal weight.
Yeah, you and I would be playing probably a board weight, even control at the very most here, whereas Rachel's so precise with her hits, she likes to throw, more weight with her hit and rolls. So we'll see how it goes here.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll make it and make me sound like an idiot, but not overly hard. That doesn't look like normal to me.
It's curling. You want to make sure you keep this around here.
Ooh.
That's a big rollout. Well, I guess we get to see what's going to go on here, Langer.
Yeah, and that's a check for Langer. I was right on that one. Finally got one right. And that's going to go around. I like this call.
Me too.
It's your guard. If that's Rachel's guard, I think I peel it all day because Rachel's going to run it back and make contact almost all the time and probably half the time stick it.
Yeah, it could be.
So,
yeah, you don't get too many chances against Homan to 2 shots to their 1 and a wide open come around like this. So big chance here for Isabella. They can put this ideally probably half in the 4-foot.
Is my weight good? Yeah. Yeah, good weight.
Tracy did like the weight, maybe just a little tight, or they just misread the spot. So first skip stone for Isabella Wrana here, and the Swedes with a chance. Like you said, 2-on-1, 2 rocks to 1, and nothing in the house, and a yellow guard. They're plowing this right away. Maria and Linda thinking this is maybe a little light.
It's that same spot that overcurled her in a couple ends ago. Looks like she's got better line here now controlled. Probably learned from that.
This looks perfect.
Yeah, definitely going to finish here.
That's exactly where John said, maybe 3 inches short of exactly where you'd put it, but that's
pretty dang good still, I'll tell you. That's
is it ever. Maybe chaseable on the, oh no, that's just dead. Gone. Do you draw around it? At least make her shoot, or do you run it knowing how?
If Brent Lang's thrown, I call the hack weight hit. If Rachel Homan's thrown, I call the run back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so.
That's, this is one of those where it's almost 50-50, but you play to your
strengths for sure. You could draw. I mean, there is some curl you could get one back for, probably mostly buried, but
surprised they haven't walked down.
Like that.
Aren't you surprised they aren't calling the run back on this one?
A little bit, yeah.
Finish in there. At 13-9.
Not a terrible idea, this draw, but it's definitely more precise. And
Yeah, me too. Sorry, talk about mine. Yep, you got it. I was just talking about the speed I should throw.
Well, there you go.
Same as I threw last time.
Yeah, and if there was one weakness in Rachel's game historically, people would say you got to make her draw. I'm not sure that's still the case, however. Some asshole taught her how to draw playing mixed doubles with her for a few years. Playing mixed doubles is going to make you a better curler all around, but really going to work on your draw game, and Rachel's one of the best mixed doubles players going. So, big shot here, small target.
Yeah, this path has been used a few times, so a pretty predictable path too, so I think Rachel's going to be really close on this.
Go ahead. Okay, you can go. Yeah, Lloyd. Whoa, take a look. Just for weight, line's good. Need 8.
Looks like it's running like it's hot.
Hard line.
Coming now.
Oh, this is perfect. It's dead buried.
And that's how Rachel Homan's game has evolved, eh?
Exactly.
I think about 5 years ago, it would be a no doubt run back.
Yeah, she wouldn't even have considered that shot. And she probably would have made the run back, but I can tell you that's better than the run back.
Yeah, that's a heck of a shot.
Isabella looking at the double run for 2 or the in-off for 2. She could draw for 1. That's no picnic on the intern. You got to need a big piece of the button. So, what do you like, ladies? Immediately said the run back. Like if I'm going to make something really hard, maybe make the one that's really hard for 2. This is really hard for 2, but
I don't hate it.
Nose hit.
Yeah.
Play this with kind of normal instead of peel, though, maybe.
Yeah, I think the in-off looks juicy too, but it's such a a new spot, and I don't mind this.
I'm also, I feel like I'm also like making sure I get out there and I'm spinning them just so like
So final shot in the 4th end, and a big one in this game to keep Team Wrana in control of their own destiny.
Trying really hard to be soft. So
It's close.
It's very close. Oh, they overcooked it. Ouch. Just overswept it, slides by, and a great shot by Rachel Homan. And a steal of 1, and they'll have a 2-point lead heading to the second half of the game, which we'll have for you once we get back.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions. I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise. And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
This is the Cornwall Curling Club. It's my home club. I started curling here when I was 7 years old. I decided to stick with curling because I really enjoyed the small team environment. I curled with the same girls from the time I was 9, basically until the end of juniors. So getting to form those friendships with my teammates was really special to me.
I started curling because of my grandparents, and both my parents curled and my brother, so it was just like a whole family thing. And when you walk into the curling club in Truro, Nova Scotia, and everyone greets you, and it's such a warm environment, and it's fun. After school, we'd go, and all of our friends would be there, so it was just like such a fun environment. And I got to curl with some of my closest friends growing up, so it really helped me keep in the game, and we all had the same goals.
I know what curling has done for our family, the opportunities it provided for both my girls. Nationally, you know, we've got to see travel the world. It's just a great sport. It's a small community. People, you know, at all levels, everybody knows each other. It's kind of a unique sport that way.
It's a sport that enables him to build his confidence and to make friends while doing something that he really enjoys.
Right now, at the age that they're at, it's just awesome to see when they come here and they see their friends at the curling club and the stuff they do off the ice too, and smiles and hanging out and just enjoying their time with friends.
Welcome back to the first rock of the fifth end. The final round robin game for Team Wrana, Team Homan. Team Homan up 3-1, and Sarah Wilkes' first one. They did call a guard, but made a good call halfway and said it's in the ring, so they made it good, put it all the way to the top of the button. And
That's what I was just saying.
to Team Wrana, you can't afford to waste ends, so they're going to be
That's good with this score.
throwing up a couple guards here, get Linda to give them a couple of corner guards to work with. Important that these are better than halfway. Anything higher than halfway on the ice that's this good are just kind of useless. Anything behind them is chaseable way too easily. So need to make sure this one is at least Coyote logo, middle of the Coyote logo. Well swept, and it's perfect corner guard. A little wide maybe, but usable. So now Sarah will be asked to throw the guard on shot rock. And updates around the world here for you. We've got Team Anderson up 3-2 after deucing the third on Team Kim, and Team Kim has the hammer in 4. Next to them, Team Gim up 2-1 with the hammer over Team Tabata. Team Gim and Team Tabata. Team Gim 1-2, Team Tabata 1-2. Winner will be potentially in a tiebreaker. Loser will definitely be out. Got our feature game, and then Team Yoshimura, needing a win to stay alive, is up 5-1 on Team Tiranzoni. So there is going to be tiebreakers on the women's side. Good guard there by Sarah Wilkes. So by my math, if these scores all hold, the Anderson one is irrelevant. Our game is a big one, obviously Wrana. So if Homan does win this one, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, be 5 teams at 2-2 and 5 teams already in. There'll be 3 spots for 5 teams. The best shootout would get directly in, and there would be 2 tiebreaker games. If Wrana wins, that would mean, if she comes back to win, that would mean there'd be 6 for 3 spots, and we would need 3 tiebreaker games, so we would need to have room for 3.
And then it depends what happens on the men's side.
Yeah, or else they're going to have to just play 2 games and kick 2 teams out. So
a lot depends on with these pools where they're only playing 4 games. The draw to the button just becomes massive, and I think you saw it how massive the LSD can be at the Euros this year.
Oh yeah.
I think two major teams, Sweden and Italy, got eliminated with 6-3 records based on their LSD. So
Yeah, well, at the last Olympics, Team Canada, Team Jones had the same record as the eventual gold medal winners, Team Muirhead, and Team Jones didn't get to play a playoff game.
yeah, it's interesting how curling's evolved a little bit.
Evolved or devolved?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I'm not sure either. And P.S. Mark Kennedy called and said, "Why isn't it a run back competition? Why is it a draw to the button? Why can't we do run back for Hammer?"
Yeah, I guess you could get a little bit more unique in how you...
skills competition. The old hot shots, eh,
Not
Johnny?
a bad idea. Maybe 4 different shots you could try.
Okay.
Eh?
Get some fans betting on it.
Well, we got some news coming in the next month or two about a new event we're going to be having this year.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to let out too many
For
details.
former slam players that are turning 46 in December.
Well, you'd enjoy this one. I'm sure you'd love coming to this one, Langer. But
Okay. I'm
I think part of it's going to be a hot shots or a really cool version of a skills competition that we're thinking of. So
that would be cool.
Maybe that's a sign of things to come for how you get the hammer at the slams. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Rachel in a little bit of trouble here. I mean, lying first and third, but 2 yellows kind of not really removable. So interesting end here. Good start for Team Wrana. They just want some action, and then they just need a half miss at some point and need to capitalize on any half miss they get. I would think Emma just trying to freeze on the nose or even right in the pocket of the red-yellow combo.
No, you can't. 7. Yep. 6. Tap it hard. Hard line. Just a 6. Hard.
This one needs to go. I'm not sure it's even a 6. This is one of those 7, 6, 5, 4s. Yeah, very usable though. No hesitation from Isabella saying center guard into the top 4, into the shot rock, triple to lie 2.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, just got to hit the first one in the right spot. So Marie Larson with a very precise run back, big weight. Important to save the shooter.
It's really close here. How's that?
Oh, actually overswept it, but
touched the last one.
Still pretty damn good, and hooks that red one, so their shot rock is well protected. That's a fantastic shot. And a great situation now. I think Rachel's gonna have to throw that freeze right there. I don't think they probably want to up 2, but
yeah, great shot by that Maria. That changes the complexion of this end, and Sweden trying to get a deuce back here to have a good bounce back against this Homan squad.
Team Yoshimura over there on the far sheet against Tiranzoni has about a third of a rock in off for 4 to really end that game, to go up 9-1.
Yeah, that'd probably be handshakes. Although I guess you have to play 5 ends at the slam.
The rule is you have to play 5, but I mean, down 8. I know Tiranzoni is a fantastic team, but that's not going to be surmountable. And geez, that's just
shocker.
Very good.
Tracy Fleury made another draw.
And now that's like, it's starting to feel as if you're Team Wrana, like, what do we have to do to get a deuce here? And I like this call. Need another one in the rings, but kind of need to open up that center a little bit. Can roll this one all the way over to the corner.
Yeah, this is the big shotter. If they can make a great roll here, it puts the heat back on the Homan squad. This is a big shot for Almeida.
Yoshimura missed the in-off by nothing. Moved it, but not far enough. And Chirinzoni steals one to go down 5-2. This needs Curl to stay. Oh, no. And Team Homan back in the driver's seat.
I think that hit.
Ouch. I think that did hit too, Rach.
Okej, jag tyckte ändå att is Okay, control.
Doesn't seem like carving does a lot here on this week. You noticed that with that a Dean team yesterday, they were barely even trying it. So, and that one didn't seem to do much.
No, I think it's a great surface, and there's, knock on wood, there hasn't been a lot of frost, and it's either soft surfaces or frosty where the carving really gets kind of silly. So control weight hit for Tracy Fleury on her last rock here in the 5th. July 3. Probably wanting to nose to spread these out.
Roll a shooter if you can.
Okay. Yeah, still a chance here, though. Those didn't really roll to their great spot. There's a double and a roll.
10.
Team Wrana having to continually set up this deuce. They had it what looked to be set after a fantastic runner by Maria, but Tracy had the answer, and Almeida on her first couldn't make the chase. So double and roll, Almeida Val.
Yeah. Whoa.
Like if I'm comparing.
Whoa. Yeah.
Got a little bit outside here.
Well, maybe that roll's buried for
Plan B.
second. Heads up roll.
Well, looks close to buried.
Dead bird.
You freeze it?
Rachel, dead buried.
Okay.
Fluke. That was fortunate. It is second, and it is gone.
I think they can. Well, the tough thing about chasing is there is that red one you can jam. So maybe you got to freeze, eh?
Yeah, I mean, you could throw a tight guard. Probably not advisable with the scoreboard, so.
I don't mind this call. Seems like draws aren't too tough out there tonight.
No, they've been pinpointing draws quite well.
Pretty much the same as you. Yeah, just top 8. That's about where you were. Faster, than where I've been going. 13.5 is through here, I think.
So just talking about the speed, Rachel still with a few questions about draw weight. Just trying to lock it right on the corner would be ideal. Right beside it is fine. Anything past it, and there will be a double for Isabella Delay too.
Hard, guys, hard.
Looks like it's going a bit early on him.
This isn't moving fast.
Really gotta go for everything.
I know Sarah's a good sweeper, but I'm not sure about this one.
Hard, gotta go. Hard.
Good sweep.
They come up short, but that is a dangerous spot for a kind of run back and roll into this other one. Might see a crosshouse double coming on Rachel's next.
Off your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if she noses this off the center one. So yeah, this is. You really got to go hard for this roll, or else it's a gimme double for Rach. So.
You ever roll towards the right side of our screen here, and then there probably wouldn't be a double?
Yeah. It's not a bad play.
Anywhere she rolls here, there'll be some kind of double, but it'll be a long one if you make the roll to the side 8 foot. So. It hits a lie too in any event after a fortunate roll by Almeida there, but a heads up call and heads up sweep by the front end to get it behind the corner guard.
Yeah. For this? For what? Yeah, you must make more than that. Everything's
Sweepers are calling it's a little heavy, re-indicating it's heavy early, but
looks close.
Ooh, that needs to stop.
I think it's good, Langer.
It's really good.
I was hoping she made that because I'd love to see Ridge take a crack at this.
I think he got plenty because it's way thinner than half.
Half or off?
Well, I think it's thinner than that from the
Yeah,
left
it looks like more
sidelines here.
like a third, eh?
Yeah. Well, from there, looks a little flatter, but. So here we go. This is what Rachel's known for. Even when they get in trouble, she makes these big crosshouse doubles, run backs. Looks to me like half rock kind of goes through right on the tee line. We'll see. Final stone for Team Homan, trying to protect a 2-point lead.
Really hard. Yeah. Hard. Yeah. Hard.
It's close. Looks good to me. Just,
touched it, but
just tickles it, eh?
Finally a bit of a break there for Wrana. Things were kind of just going against him, it felt like, and that's a big break there, and a draw to the rings for 2 to tie this game up, heading to the 6th end on the way. Rachel saying, shoot, I should have gone for it a little thinner, kind of indicating she hit it really close to where she wanted, and I mean, she missed it by nothing. It touched it, so what is that, I don't know, centimeter probably thinner on the first one, gets it.
You were able to hold it kind of. It curled up an inch. Yeah. Like I let go on less than.
Isabella Wrana, draw to basically anything a little better than full 12, but a shot she needs to make to put 2 points on the board. Cooper's liked it the whole way. That's going to be 2 points, and we've got a tie game, Johnny. We're going to be back for what's shaping up to be an exciting finish here. We'll be back right after this for 6th end action.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
Welcome back, curling fans. We've got a close game here and an important one, super important, extra important for Team Wrana, needing a victory here over the #1 ranked team in the world and Team Homan in order to stay alive, keep their championship hopes alive. All anybody wants is a chip in a chair. You want to get to that final 8, the playoffs, the quarterfinals, and then whatever's happened in the round robin is basically erased other than for seeding and hammer. But once you get there, you're 3 wins away. Everybody's 3 wins away from hoisting that Coyote National Championship trophy and either becoming Grand Slam champions or adding to that total. Both of these teams would be adding to a total. Team Wrana would be, this would be number 2, and for Rachel and I believe Emma too, it would be number 17, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, this Wrana team's been quite interesting in getting to know them a little bit this year. They've, if you've been watching our social content at the Slams, they've really been engaging that way, and it's great to see that side of the players. That's something you usually don't see, and they're just they're young, they're excitable, they got some great energy, and if you haven't had a chance, you got to check out the video of them at the Grand Slam of Karaoke in Nisku where they dressed up like ABBA. And it's one thing to dress up like ABBA and have a good, a good routine and a good performance, but Isabella can sing.
She can actually sing, I know.
And I was it was shocking how good they were. So just great to see young teams like that really embracing life on the road and having fun. I think that's one of the big things with curling these days. It's gotten very competitive and intense, and sometimes that fun factor can get lost in putting so much of a focus on wins and losses. And I think you got to do things on the road to keep it light and to keep things fun, and that's what makes this game great. And we want to bring that back to the game a little bit. So if you got a chance, if the Grand Slams are ever in your area, and you got a chance to come check it out, especially on the Saturday night. And what other sport can you watch your favorite players that you watch on TV karaoke their lungs out on Saturday night at the beer garden? So pretty cool stuff. And I know that there's quite a few teams. There's a list now. We had to cut off some of the teams because there's too many requests for this St. John's Grand Slam of karaoke. So,
well, everybody wants the big crowd, right? All the prima donnas like the attention.
And the belt and the $1,000 that goes with it. It's it's pretty cool. So
we're gonna need tryouts starting on like Monday night or Tuesday night. It's gonna say only 8 qualify for the Grand Slam of karaoke. You got to earn your spot. Triple knockout.
Maybe the prize money will be bigger for that
right?
than on the ice one day. Who knows?
What's the blinds at the Voice? You know, the old you can be Adam Levine.
I think I'd be more of a Blake Shelton.
That's probably accurate. But they also did a feature with John Cullen at West Edmonton Mall, which was awesome, riding roller coasters and whipping around. The only thing that was disappointing to me, and I know you've been there, because I think the first time I ever went to West Edmonton Mall was with you, and we went to the water park, and they had the water park, which is a kid's dream, to themselves.
How did they get that?
Well, they reached out to the West Edmonton Mall.
I went early probably before it opened.
Yeah, I don't know, but they had it to themselves. Everything was on, and nobody hit the slides.
Are you kidding me?
They said they didn't have bathing suits, and I said, John Cullen, I don't care. You go in your jeans, you go in your boxers, you get it done. That's you go to Canada's Wonderland as a kid, and you're like, imagine we had this place to ourselves. Or you go to a water park, and it's like, imagine you could just keep ripping up and down these rides, no lines. They had it. They had the Holy Grail.
That's unreal. Especially I'm sure there's a few stores in that West Edmonton Mall that sells swimsuits.
Right?
There's a chance. I went there last year with my kids, and man, did we have fun. I was like a big kid there, and my son Jack he was a little short. We got pretty small kids, so he was a little short for some of the rides. So I made sure I got him up on his tiptoes that he qualified for those, and he had a blast.
Great shot there from Emma. And it is. We had the club championship was there. The Everest Club Championship was in West Edmonton Mall, and what a venue that was. That was a pretty cool event too. Curling is going to more and more cool places and being promoted in better and better ways. And yeah, those features of the teams, I think that's a big thing that's been missing. I know I love all those shows like Full Swing about the PGA Tour guys. I mean, I'm a big golf fan, and watching that and getting some behind the scenes insights into who they are as people, because you think you know them watching on TV, and I think the women are the most misjudged. I mean, the things that people have said to my wife over the years, and it's like, that's really not, the TV persona and the competitive persona is not who we are as people. Ben's actually a nice guy. And some other people that he's come across as Mr. Nice Guy, or maybe not. I won't name names in that department, and I don't think of anybody off the top of my head, but it's completely different. I used to have a saying that I can't say here, but when you're competing, it's like, F everybody but us. Now, on the ice, yeah, we might be best of friends off the ice, but on the ice, we're out there to beat them. And
yeah,
I mean, John, you and I played a million times over the years, and yeah, I wanted to beat you probably more than anybody.
Yeah, I remember you had some pretty good mind games you tried on the ice against the Langer.
That's not true. We were desperate, okay? I've been over this.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. And I think that curling has such great characters. One of the great things about our sport is we have really down-to-earth athletes. They don't make millions of dollars. Most of them have day jobs and are moms and dads. And it's one of the great things about our sport is we got some amazing athletes. They got some really cool characters. And, we haven't done a great job in the past of really celebrating that and marketing that. And I think you're going to start seeing that come to light a bit more. And it's great to get to know these curlers, because there's some wonderful characters and athletes in this game, and we want to show them to you as fans, and as to the rest of the world and the rest of the country. So there's lots more to come, I think, in that in those content pieces with the teams, Langer.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed watching it develop. John Collins great at it, and I know his schedule is getting more and more full. Don't want to lose him in the booth, but at the same time, he's only one person, so as those features go. Interesting call here.
The back 8?
That was the call, to curl it past the guard, wide open back 8, and
not a bad call.
it's a good call, yeah. That top one, I mean, everybody's behaving like it's in, so that high yellow guard's not very useful. This might be a time where the tight center might be an option.
I don't mind this call.
Yeah, this is still keeping the blank alive. I think Wrana right now would turn around and offer Rachel quite a few chips for a blank. Rachel would politely decline. Looks like a good chance for a deuce and no real steal chance at the moment. So very comfortable situation for Team Homan. Talking to Team McEwen after the game last night, and Mike's a stats guy, knows all the numbers, as most top skips do. And Flash as well. And Flash was saying, although we don't see anybody draw for one on purpose in 6, like if the house is open, I don't know if you've ever seen that done. I mean, I've seen it, but very rarely. But the stats tell us that you're more likely to win a game by taking one in 6 than by blanking it and being tied with in 7.
I can see that.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it just doesn't feel right to draw the empty rings with the hammer your whole life. It's like you blank or you get 2. So a good roll there, making this a little tricky, but more importantly than that, keeping the 2 reds on the right side of the sheet. If Tracy can't quite get to the nose here and rolls in front of the red, there will be a double. Getting into the holiday spirits? No, that's got to say something funnier
spirits.
than that. Is it spirits?
Getting into the holiday spirits, some Christmas
I think
sweaters.
The spirits, like with 2 drinks, like the spirits. Yeah. Not the spirit, the spirits.
Looks like they might have had a little bit of Baileys and coffee going on in those cups, Langer.
Right. Spot they've played him quite a few times this game, and gets to the nose, so there won't be a double, and no real way out of this at the moment. I guess you could draw, but that doesn't look very good with where that red one is. Nose it here for Team Wrana. Another nose from Homan, and then maybe a draw. I don't think Team Wrana can afford to just give up the soft deuce and just keep trading hits here, can they, John?
No, I think that one more hit by Wrana, and then actually Rachel's going to have a decision to make to draw and kind of put a bit more heat on the Wrana team. Or I think Homan would be happy to keep exchanging hits, but I think that this might be the last. This is third's last, eh?
It is for Sweden here, yeah, Almeida. And I think if she noses this, I think Rachel will either draw or she'll probably hit and roll to the wing. Get rid of that. There's kind of made for you. Now you can nose that.
Now you nose that.
Oh, now she's drawn. Okay, I like this too, actually. Smart call, I think. The center guard, again, is pretty much useless, so Rachel could nose that yellow, but there would be a double then. If this is made, it would be second shot. Would the freeze on it be shot over the back one? If it is, that's going to be Isabella's out. If it's not, I'm going to have to phone a friend to see what the out is, because I don't see it if that's not the case.
A bit of a tricky draw here, too, because optically those 2 guards being...
It's got to be pretty close to the center, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of optically tough in the hat to... But she's got it. She threw that really well, nice and straight, and it held, and I think it's going to end up in a pretty good spot here.
A little deep, but freeze is going to be shot.
I don't
think
know.
Corner freeze is.
You got to be on the corner, and
I don't think you have an option, so.
Yeah, that hit on that back 8 one doesn't do much for you. And a deuce here is not a very good result at all for Wrana, so I think it's time to get a little aggressive for the Swedish team, young Swedish team here. But this is it's tough with that center guard because Tracy just missed it by a few inches, and she got almost dead buried. So almost have to paper it to get that angle freeze on here.
Yeah, it's true. It's
either that or throw this rock really straight with a bit more rotation. She is taking less ice, so maybe that the difference in throw with between her and Tracy might be enough to hold that straighter. So see how this one tracks.
Ligger bra just nu. Dra linjen lite tajt. Tajt linje. Linje. Wow. Tid. Wow. Bara kort. Lite tajt.
Line's good, but it looks a little strong. But might need to be strong to keep the line. So it's second shot.
Not a terrible result.
Need a mistake out of Rachel here, though.
Should probably freeze back or go top 8 around the center. Langer, what do you think?
I would. Well, again, it's the same problem, right? Around the corner looks like the automatic call, but where the center is, it's going to overcurl sometimes, and then you're forced. But around the center, my concern is if you're top 8, and then she might say, "Hey, Rach, remember when you drew around one top 8 on me? Time for some payback."
Or if you're top 4, then she freezes and gives you a real tough draw for 2. You know?
Yeah. Lie 3. I don't see it. How do you like? What color are they?
This has to be pretty perfect.
Oh, she's taking a chapping off that.
Oh, I don't think
like
you
a back ringer.
You never get that yellow further than the red, though, do you? And save your shooter, maybe.
Quarter rock with back 12, maybe, but that's. I think you got to be really happy here with a deuce. So whatever your best way to get a deuce is.
Play it with a little bit of weight if you're playing that.
I just think this leaves a triple. Oh, okay. Then that's not good. It's just tough. I don't make the roll. It's a force.
There is the
It's just not a great spot.
potential double off the other yellow, but I'm not sure you need to play that either.
Yeah, Sarah Wilkes mentioned that, and I think that's too risky at this point. If you don't make it, then you're going to give up. You're going to be forced. So take a shot at making a good draw, and even if you bounce off it a little bit, it might be a double, but like Rachel said, maybe she can make this to lie 3. That would be fancy.
Looks like ice that she's going to be throwing back ring with. But Rachel outturns, they are straight too. Like she usually takes less ice than most players. So this is probably just her freeze ice. Get a nice corner freeze on this yellow, and that'll pretty much lock their deuce for them.
Another foot for that one.
Yeah, this is where Rachel can go keep it there. She's got that straighter release, more rotation. That could be helpful here. Needs to get the weight though.
Line's really good. Whoa, whoa, 7's good.
8-7, that's pretty close.
Just for weight.
Yeah, line.
Line's good. Just for weight.
Whoa.
Get low. Clean. Yeah.
Line looks really good here. Might be a little bit heavy.
Hard. Curl. Nice. Good shot.
They are. Ooh, Langer.
She make it?
This is interesting to see.
They are 3, so I'm wrong for the 98th time
I didn't want to lose
today.
it early, especially if you guys said 7.
That's a great shot, lie 3 there. And there's no.
It's got to try the triple, even though it's not quite there. In turn, maybe. I don't think it's there.
I think it is like because those two are frozen back there. I think if you hit it really thin, Langer, into your yellow,
might tick.
I think you get both.
And then get your shooter over to the other one. I mean, you really have no.
It's definitely it's kind of an all or nothing because you're either giving up 3 or you're. The only other thing you could do is try to nose it and just stay for shot and clip that back red one and give her a real hard hit for 2. That's another option.
True.
If only we understood Swedish.
Nicholas, where are you?
Time out.
Oh, they're going to think about it here.
Bringing in their coach. And I'm not sure who that is.
Not sure either, actually. It's pretty Swedish, though.
Yeah.
Det vi kan göra, det är också göra den. Vi är inte helt säkra på vem som ligger.
We can listen in, but we can't really understand, so.
Jag tror att jag vill inte se vad det makes sense.
They're definitely not certain whose second shot is. It's that close.
So you
Sorry,
could,
third shot.
like you said, I think, John, you could just kind of nose it. I think you'd be shot. It would be very tricky. You might clip the back red, too, and at least take the 3 away. I mean, we said 2 wasn't good, but 3's really bad.
I think if you could nose it to get shot,
which I think you can.
Then I think that's the play.
Yeah, I
Jag
agree.
ser mer än hela.
Because then if Rachel even knows his back,
Exakt.
she's not going to be
Jag kan gilla
lying.
att köra en ganska lugn
No counting
sväng,
that,
men
that other
ganska
yellow
lugnt
one.
så
So
det går rakt här.
Ja.
Ja. Du har inte råd med mycket insida, så jag tror nästan bara sikta på dubbeln.
Otherwise, probably take your
well, looks like they're throwing some weight with that ice. So we're still not sure if they're throwing a double or triple, or if they're just trying to nose hit this one. We'll soon find out.
It's like speed for the triple, eh, John?
No, it's going for a nose hit with Peel.
Oh, wow.
What a shot. What a shot. That is, she tickled. You see her tickle that back
Yeah,
one?
that was just the breeze going by.
Oof.
Is it shot, though?
It is.
It's very difficult to remove and stay. If it's shot, I think she has her forced. I don't know if it is or not, but...
It's sure close, isn't it?
Oh, you're not shot by a lot.
I'm just making sure. I think
Oh, they think it is red, so...
Good?
They brought in Emma for the eyes there. You see that?
Sorry?
Yeah, they're shot. Okay, so yeah, fantastic shot there, but... Free draw for two to take 2-point lead to the 7th. You know, very interesting 6th end with a lot of good shots being made. And again, Team Wrana, what do we got to do to win this game?
T-line, back four.
Needs full 8, a little better than full 8. Piece of the 4-foot. Sweepers like it. If it's short, it's their fault now, John.
It
It's
looks
not
pretty,
short.
pretty darn perfect to me. Will they measure it? Is it close enough for a measure, Langer?
I don't know. Emma and them are pretty certain, but on the camera, it's hard to tell.
I bet they'll throw a stick on it.
I think they should.
Eller? Nej, det är nog deras.
Jag tar inga beslut.
Kan någon av er också kolla då för säkerhets skull? Jag tror att det är deras.
They're having a... If you need to call in somebody, you should just measure. Yeah, I think they're going to measure. You hear Emma saying she thinks it's by an inch. That's quite a lot. So they are going to measure.
We'll measure. We'll measure for safe's sake.
I think you need to measure. You got your life on the line here, and I've seen measures that I was certain it was one color and it was the other.
Yeah, the odd time that hole is off-centered. So that the hole is right in the middle if it's on certain curling club ice. Or usually there's not an issue at the slams, but I definitely have seen those two Langer where you think you'd bet the house that it's one color and then end up being another one. So.
Last game.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about one this week. Yeah.
So players do their own measuring here, and
I got to say, I do love that about the slams, that we empower our players, and usually with two people overseeing a measure, you know, and they've been doing it the whole season anyway. You might as well. So it's something that I've always appreciated.
fortunately last week at the event I was at, the club championships, old Billy, who you'd remember, an official from Ontario, great guy, came out in the first game, brought out the measuring stick, knocked it over, and moved the rock.
And that's the problem sometimes.
That is the problem, yeah.
Our officials aren't.
It is 2 red and a big 2 for Team Homan. They'll take a 2-point lead to the 7th end. We'll be back to cover the action right after this.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
Every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Welcome back inside the Mary Brown Center in St. John's, Newfoundland. Brent Lang and John Morris bringing you the final round robin action for all of these ladies teams. Playoff berths in the balance, and Team Wrana in danger of missing the playoffs if they can't find a way to come back and win this game. Team Homan already in the playoffs, just wanting to keep their season loss record under, into single digits again this year, which is crazy. But Roland here playing quite well. Team Wrana has been fairly impressive, John, but just can't quite crack the Homan nut.
Yeah, I think this is probably for both teams, one of their best games they've played this slam. I know Rachel was telling me they've struggled a few games here, and she was saying the percentages are in the teens, which
teens?
That's what she was telling me. But so
that can't be real.
Well, Skips sometimes like to exaggerate things a little bit, but yeah, both teams are playing great here, a high percentage game, and seems like not a lot of margin for error.
Well, Rachel, I would think, will go around here. Sarah with a nice tight center guard. She could throw another center, and I think she would if they were only up 1, but up 2. They're trying to force the 1 here. If they give up 2, it's reasonably safe to be tied with. Pretty good advantage. We have seen some steals, though, this week to win games with that no-tick rule.
What would you prefer, tied up without or down 2 with these rules?
Tied up without, that's a good question. I think I'd rather be down 2 without, because I think most times you can get a 2 anyway, and sometimes I think you're going to get 3 more than you're going to steal against the top teams, but I don't have the numbers to back that, and somebody's tweeting at me right now saying you're wrong. Those aren't the numbers. But yeah, that's how I still see it. But that was before the no-tick rule, though. That's a big difference. So every time I've seen, and even Team Jacobs today was up 2 playing 7 with the hammer and gave up a steal, and it was, they played a good end, and then the same thing in 8, there was a chance for Italy to steal again, because if you make all your shots, it's bound to have one to freeze to around a center guard at some point.
Right on top of it?
So maybe that's changed. I'll have to rethink that, John. Don't write that down as my final answer. I'm going to have to phone a few friends and poll the audience.
Yeah, that no-tick rule is a big difference, isn't it?
It is a big difference, because everybody was making the tick. You had almost no chance when that rule wasn't in, and I think it's an entertaining rule. I'm not sure it's a super fair rule. You not dominate, but control the whole game, work your ass off to get hammer coming home, and all of a sudden, oh, by the way, you can't chip these anymore. I know that's a really skillful shot that you've developed over the last 10 years, but we're taking that away from you.
And now that I'm not curling anymore, you see it from a different perspective, and from a fan and entertainment perspective, it's
no question.
It's much better not being able to take that rock. So I think for the growth and the entertainment of curling throughout the world, it's a good change.
Yeah, it's like the shootout in hockey. Really stupid, but man, do I love it. I got no skin in the game.
I'm not sure what I like better, the shootout or the 3-on-3.
Oh, it's so much better. They need a 3-on-3 league.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. Well, they do that 3-on-3 basketball at the Olympics now. Imagine having a 3-on-3 hockey. That would be
awesome.
So the Swedes going with the. Well, interesting. They're not putting up another guard here. They're trying to chase already, eh? Oh, I didn't see that one in the back 12. Now we're talking.
That's a good shot. It works.
We got some action here in N7.
We got two pretty buried. I mean, I guess that one, no, that's pretty open. So you could peel that out. Try the slash double, I think is probably... I don't see a draw on Rach.
Probably the run and roll, eh? Isn't it?
Could do that.
Hard to tell how much of this is open. Oh yeah, she can.
It's
that's
fully
wide
open, yeah. But, you know, it's within a couple of inches with board weight. Like, you're trying to make it so good that the slight overcurl chips this yellow one in the house. But then there's no guards, and you make a double or two and probably still hold them to 2. So, big shot here for Emma. If she can make this, they'll lie 3. And it will also choke off this corner guard, but it sounds like Rachel's worried.
Just like you said, Minor.
Didn't quite chip it in, but... You know, that's a really good throw from Emma and just a tough line call because it had to be so precise. I think you want to probably deal with those in the middle. Could go straight around now. The T line, not leave any easy doubles. I think maybe I prefer that, actually. What do you like, John?
I don't mind the hit and roll here, especially if you can roll deep, like into the back 8 foot would be beautiful.
Got to stay, and you can't jam the red into the back yellow. That back yellow is a good rock for you.
It's looking pretty good.
The right weight. I think they might have lost it, actually.
Pretty good at. I think that yellow will, if they take a hack at this double, that yellow jams on that back red most days, isn't it? So.
Well, for sure that does, yeah. But the middle double is, I think, what they're going to take on, and if they just roll behind the guard, that'd be fine. You probably, if you make it, you're going to roll behind the guard.
We've seen Tracy make a bunch of great draws in this game, and here's a good chance to make a big hit for her team. Yeah, I'm surprised they wouldn't play this out turn either. I think there's seems more natural for that double for that out turn, eh?
When the shooter wants a turn, especially when she asks twice.
Yeah.
That makes the out turn even more viable, though, if nose is fine. But interesting, and I'm finding this, you know, teams have a million different weights now. They said, what do you want to throw, down, normal, or control? And it's like, aren't those the same thing?
In our books, that should be the same thing.
Yeah, and you're hearing, like, teams with, you know, smooth peel, firm, you know, peel, and then over your head peel, and there's a lot of different weights. Maybe they're just way better than I ever was, but... Yeah, Tracy, you got to know your skip here, and I think at some point Rachel's just made her mind up, and every team kind of has, every skip's a little different that way too. You played with the skip that was a little bit like that when, you know, sometimes you got the stop sign, the old bear mitt. Glenn never put up the stop sign. The coup did from time to time, which was fine. I mean, I'd rather you do that than just get mad at us. Just tell us. Yeah, right like that. In turn, out turn, don't matter.
Tracy just feeling it today.
You got to make this run back now, or the freeze behind the corner guard. Run back might not be great, though. It's going to leave a pair of pants double. I think you better corner freeze, as tough as that is, right behind the guard. Or the run and roll. Sure, that makes sense, too.
The good thing about the run back is it does keep your blank still alive.
True. It's made perfect. You could make it and roll dead frozen in the middle. That'd be tricky. So Team Yoshimura next door finally got some pressure on the wound, and they are up 6-3 as they get 1 and 6 after back-to-back steals. So they're up 3. Team Tiranzoni with the hammer in 7. So things not over yet. Team Tabata, Team Gim. Tabata has the hammer in 7, tied. And Anderson Kim, same story, and Anderson has hammer tied in 7. Trying to hold this one. This one looks like it's through the hole. Oh. Sit.
this
The
is
yellow stayed and the red
holy
just goes.
It's the old Ed Wernick run back right there.
I saw Eddie last week, Johnny.
Did you?
Yeah, he was his son. You remember Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan won the club championship last week with playing third.
Did he?
For Jordan Keon, yeah. They were the best team pretty much all week, and they went undefeated. And
The Ontario one or the national one?
Ontario.
Yeah.
Or sorry, no, national.
Really?
Yeah, they were Team Ontario, so they are national champs. And Eddie was there. He took in one game. Him and Lynn were there, Ryan's mom, and
Good for him. Our old junior rival.
that's for sure. It's always better than I wanted him to be.
It's good. Good enough.
Sneaky
enough
good.
For this
Sneaky
shot.
good.
You got to take on this double, though. It looks like it's thin enough you can make it, or at least hit and roll over there. Can't leave that red one there this shot, because if you do, it's going to be there the rest of the end.
It's really hard to call after armrest.
I think that's the right call too, Langer, but I would be surprised if they call that.
They look like they're not really looking at it. They could draw. That's fine. That's my second favorite. That's the best shot, though, and we need to play the best shots now because we're down 2 late.
And as soon as you move that one on the button, you pretty much are nullifying your chance to get rid of that one and staying in the house,
I
right?
think so, yeah. If you want the yellow one on the tee line to score, you got to move this red one now.
Yeah. This isn't a bad call either if you play the back line, but the back line kind of
Sure, roll behind the corner. That's fine, too.
Half weight even.
Just need this shooter to stay in the house and this red one to go away and not touch the back yellow.
Just almost seems like it's tougher with.
I think so.
With this weight, you know.
Make it a. This is a line and a weight shot. The other one with firm or peel. It's just a line shot.
Yeah.
But possible. See if Almeida's up to the task. Saw them wreck on a corner guard here earlier.
Told them pretty good here. These girls are doing a great job sweeping this.
I thought Rachel said, wow, she has it.
That's a great
good shot. Oh, even rolls behind it. Oh, dandy. I didn't think she could get that much space between those two. That's a fantastic shot.
Yeah, those she owes her front end a good pat on the back after that scrub.
So a chance for the double for Rachel. Or a hit and roll in for second at the least. I don't think she can go across the top, even with how hard Rachel can throw it. Maybe, though.
I don't know. I think.
Looks like probably not, eh?
No, I think a half stone, some heat, and.
Like all the way to there.
Somebody who's been to the rock shop, got himself some curling gear there. The curling group logo. Simple but cool, and lots of cool stuff in there. Trucker hats, toques, shirts, sweaters. Johnny Moe Rock Garden. I'm sure they're sold out of those by now.
Doesn't look like she's got this.
Okay.
Now what do you do, Langer?
Okay, I like this,
I like
actually.
the draw too,
Yeah.
1 millimeter. Yeah.
Yeah, that was close for Rachel. If it just rolled in for second, that would have been good enough. Make this come around, and Rachel probably plays that short run back. Probably not going to miss it, but make her make it.
Yeah, I love this call. I think that it gives you an outside shot of 3, but if you make it good,
almost guarantees you
almost
2.
guaranteed a deuce if you can.
Pop 4 depth, just bite the 4-foot buried, and Rachel's going to deal with something in the middle. It's your guard you're going around, so make this, and good chance we got a tie game coming home, which feels like that's what should be the case in a very well played game. First skip stone for Isabella Wrana, lead singer of ABBA. Like they had the full costumes, not just pink boas, like they had matching dresses.
I felt like I was at Mamma Mia.
Right? Needs to go here for speed, I think.
Well, looks.
Don't want her to be able to lie 2 with the nose hit, which can do now. You're going to have to make the double if Rachel makes this perfect, I think. Good come around, though. That would have been awesome if it was another rock farther. Then no matter what Rachel did, you had a kind of an open hit. But you might have to make the double anyway to not jam it. So.
Little low with.
Rachel's going to throw this hard, isn't she?
I think to plant that and to roll.
Yeah, I think the best result here is if you make a hit and roll. Because if you plant it in line 2, it's going to be, I think, a pretty easy double back for Wrana. But if you throw peel here, or firm.
You could roll a rock or two low, eh?
Yeah, well, I think you roll right behind that one that Isabella just threw. Get buried.
Yeah, and if the shooter goes buried, even if your back one doesn't stick right there.
Exactly.
So a couple spots to hit it.
It's just peel.
Just peel, you hear Rachel say.
Yeah. Just easy peel. Easy peel.
So final stone for Rachel Homan. Nose hit would hold her to 2. A hit and roll might force her to 1, or even a sneaky steal is possible.
Easy. Whoa.
Not as hard as I thought she'd throw it.
No, it looks more like up normal. That's why it's...
This is trouble.
Ouch.
Wow.
I think she just got her weight down a little bit there.
She missed the speed.
Yeah.
So out of kind of nowhere, some great shots from Almeida and Isabella, and this is a draw to the 8-foot for 3, and to take a 1-point lead coming home.
Yeah.
That's the one we didn't see.
I didn't see her missing contact. No, that's because I didn't see her. I thought she'd throw it hard, and when Rachel throws it hard, she doesn't miss by more than an inch or 2. So yeah, I think she just kind of called easy peel and through. That looked like normal to me. So final stone, piece of the 8-foot, and important to make this. Probably a little bit of a heart rate increase for all of Team Wrana there, because they didn't expect that. I can promise you that. Looks pretty good here, and
she just threw this intern, so should be real close. It looks like it's top 4 foot.
We've got a 1-point lead for the team that needs the victory, or else they're out. So it's going to be 6-5 playing 8 when we come back. Team Homan will have the hammer and see if they can get the deuce to win the game. We'll be back right after this.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
I wish I got it though.
It's a bad trade-off.
Well, you got to pretty much be in the finals to.
True, it is Saturday night.
Saturday night.
On purpose, right?
That's why we changed that. Our first Grand Slam of karaoke was Friday night.
All
so
right.
It's always nice when you got the curlers are a little looser when they're singing, you know. And usually Saturday night,
they're looser.
It's flowing a bit more.
We need to get this on the center line. No problem for Linda. And they've got the first of what's going to be 2 guards. Rachel looked like she's going to the wing here. They have a plan how to play this. Going to the corner guard. Need the deuce.
You think they're going double?
I would.
Same side, or they're going to?
Oh, the corners?
Yeah.
I would go opposite sides.
Yep.
2 angle raises and.
Yeah, I lean to that too. I like.
But I think Wrana needs to throw another center, and I think she will. Nope. I think you need another center here. This team's too good at runbacks. So you throw this one in there. They're going to probably throw right around their corner now.
Then they throw the second guard.
Maybe I don't know. I don't think Rachel's going to throw another guard now.
What, you think she'll chase?
I think she'll go right around the corner.
Okay.
And just trust that Emma on the run back's going to make a good run back and stay somewhere, or even just stay somewhere, and Wrana won't get to peel. But I don't know. You could throw another corner. You could even freeze first. This one's pretty high. I think you go around the corner, you can get shot rock.
Yep. That's what they're doing, Langer.
Sarah just threw through the corner guard. She's the most qualified to make the come around. We see this a lot now. That looked like she faded that one a little bit. Kept it there a little more than the first one. Yeah, this needs to curl.
It's coming now. I think it'll be buried.
Keep going. Keep it moving.
There's a nice finish. Not getting shot though.
But as long as it's buried, it's pretty good.
Now what do you do, Langer? You go
Double
second
centers?
center?
I think so.
Yeah. Sounds like the play.
Yeah, I like it. If you do that, I mean, Emma's going to make that run back almost all the time.
Yeah, I like the double center option too.
Like, what is Rachel going to do if you make a good high center here? Going to peel the high center?
Should probably try a tough double.
Yeah, and could just miss. She might run it into the one in the house.
Yeah, way more options for things to go wrong that way, you know. But we'll see. I think if you're going to play this, it's almost
back 8, eh?
Yeah, back four.
I think Maria's got a little extra power in this one. They haven't touched the ice with the broom yet. And ooh, this looks like really heavy. This is gone, I think, Johnny.
We'll get her right out now. That's one she'll want back. Advantage Homan now, significantly.
For sure. Play this run back, but even if you nutted it, I think leave your guard there. Like,
still in good shape, yeah.
Got to save the shooter here if you're Emma. That was always my thought on these shots. Playing second, I wasn't even really looking at the broom much, especially down center. The center line's like a cheat sheet. You know what's going to probably end up? Oh, she's not playing the run. She's playing the.
Oh, she's playing the chisel off it.
Yeah, like a backline hack waiter, I think. The coup chiseler, we used to call this. Feels weird that Kevin Cooey's not in the slams, eh, John?
That'll be the first one in a while.
Oh, a long time. I think they're overcomplicating this. I don't. Stop.
Looks like a good result.
Bump that for
maybe
shot.
not.
Almost shot. I think it is shot.
Gives her. Well, this will be an interesting end now.
Now what?
You play that double?
The nose double, and you're going to have to make a lot of good shots as they go around that corner. I like a center. Yeah. Nose doesn't look easy. And if you make it, she's still going back around there, and then you're going to make a slash. She's going to freeze or go around there if you don't stick it.
Yeah, I don't mind the center liner. I'm with you.
Nothing wrong with this.
Interesting.
Oh, running the guard.
Didn't see this one.
No.
I guess if you make a hit and roll for a center guard, it's perfect. And then you're probably making some noise on those reds. So that is.
Yeah, you could make it all 3 reds and roll to the center. That would be. That's all the candy. Get everything you want. I want a center guard and I want less reds. So this is the way to do it. But it sounds like a.
Set it.
Set it and forget it. Oh, okay. No, it's not okay. Those are dead lost now, aren't they? Yikes.
Even roll out, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, you can't stay there. Can't roll halfway. This one needs to be made or roll out, because right now those reds, there's no double. This might be a case of too good too early, but the problem is for Wrana, there's no center guards. Sounds perfect.
I just didn't want to get anything over there.
And pulls it mostly buried, and Mayday? I don't know how you say Mayday in Swedish. Timeout, coach, help. I don't know where you're going here. Freeze. I honestly don't know. Go around the yellow on the right-hand side as we're looking at it here. Back 8. I think that's your only. Or you're freezing on second shot, draw beside it around the other one, but
I think you could freeze and get shot on the.
You could for sure,
on that
right
side
there.
one.
And I don't. Can.
I think that red's buried enough the front one that it's a hard angle raised back at you. So.
Yeah, agreed. So it's there or it's around the other one to the back 8 and get it lost so that if they make the chase hard and if they freeze, then you're like, oh, thank goodness, we got something to follow. Now they're going to throw a center. That's too late. I get that it's going to be a tough peel, but yeah, okay, I can buy this once. But if she makes the double peel on this one and your right one, you're going to wish you didn't throw this guard, because that right guard is good enough for you to get buried for shot rock right now. So to throw one on the O and Coyote or a little higher and think it's a tough peel, you're right. But if they make a good shot, you're in serious trouble.
I don't see them doing that.
Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So it looks like they're going with the guard, John.
Interesting. Not a terrible call. If they put this in a good spot, it will be a tough peel, won't it?
Yeah, it needs to be probably higher than the Coyote logo so that both sides are a bit tricky. And then Tracy's going to have to make a good peel and clip that side one over guarding shot rock. Much as it's guarding shot rock, if they could make that double, that would be fantastic. Pretty good. So now Rachel trying to see which way do we go. So I think Rachel's trying to put this through the hole, which that's really thick.
In a perfect world, you clip that other
big
guard,
time.
right?
And that's probably an easier shot. Even if you nut it on there, this is going to hit shot rock a lot if you're trying to hit it thick, or you're going to nose it. This is nosing it.
Take the shooter hard. Okay.
That's not okay, and that was a misread. And that is exactly what Wrana, although there is a hole on the intern side, is the only saving grace, but that was just a really hard peel. They needed to try and do that some other way. So we're heading for extra action potentially here, John. I know this is Rachel's line 3 and only needs 2, but there is an intern hole. So even if this went like back 8 and got right around almost the corner guard, which I think with how the ice is curling is possible. I think if this is in the kind of top 8 foot, it would be very chaseable through the hole.
Looks like it needs to curl. It's really, they overcooked this one a little bit.
Need to get it behind the tee line then.
Yeah, plan
Something
B here.
freezable too, but it needs to be shot. Doesn't matter if it's buried, if it's back 12. Not shot.
No, bit of a miss there. That was a good opportunity for the Swedes to get out of jail here, and the line was pretty good. I'm surprised they swept that quite a bit out of her hand. And it ended up going too deep and too straight, so interesting.
They asked who shot, and Rachel just said hit this. I think Red's shot, but I don't know that changes anything.
Red shot. This is second.
Board weight through the hole.
Doesn't seem like a super easy hit here, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Probably don't want to nose this, do you?
No. That's not good. Now you freeze right on that sucker. Team Yoshimura backs against the wall, having to beat the number 2 team in the world, and they are up 2 coming home and looking clean. They have the hammer. Looking like both those teams going to go to 2-2. We're going to have at least 5 teams for 3 spots. Works out nicely for 2 sheets of tiebreakers. The best shootout team will get directly through, and the other 4, based on their shootout, will seed. 1 will play 4, and or actually 2 will play 5, and 3 will play 4. 1 would get the straight berth into the quarterfinals. Isabella Wrana and team, though, they've got their hand halfway in the air, saying we'd like to come and get into that action. But first, I got to make this freeze.
Just curl.
Slow down to
Brian. Bounce.
I would say Rachel can throw that same hit through the hole and get rid of both of those. Maybe tick tick and.
Or I actually think she's got the outturn.
Yeah, maybe.
Outturn, board weight, control weight, and get rid of.
Need to, yeah.
Yeah, maybe your call's better there, Langer. Where you?
Well, they're both good. It's just this one they know. I think the outturn is there. You could easily get to half with like a heavy board. Hit and roll to the just past center line. And you don't have to kill them both, but you can't leave either one of them behind the guard.
This hole must be bigger from the ice than it is for.
I know, right?
Like they don't even think it's not even an issue.
No, you definitely shouldn't be nosing it, Rachel. You need to clear this out. So a perfect world, she'd hit like, I don't know, a quarter of this yellow.
Yeah, bump, bump.
And then both those move, and her shooter would spin really probably out of danger as well. And then she's probably going to have the same chase for the win.
Easy. No. Yep. No. Yep. Easy. Yep. Hard. Yep.
Did they learn their lesson? This is lighter than Tracy's.
Roll out. It's not touching
it is, but it didn't move that other one, so a very good chance here. Right on the nose, and well, I don't think you can go top 4, Isabella. That they know that shot through the hole too well.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
I think you're trying to freeze right on the nose. Even when you get across it, there's plenty of room to freeze right on the nose of that back one. Don't move it, and it's going nowhere.
Jag tror att komma upp så mycket tjapp som möjligt på den där.
Där.
Ja.
Vi hade is här på förra, tagit lite mindre. Där.
I wouldn't be surprised, even if she makes a good freeze here, that Rachel tries something for the wing.
Oh, for sure, and that's where, you know, the record maybe plays into it. A little preview for tonight. We got the loud cups.
What do you put in your? What do you fill your loud cups with, Langer?
Just ice. Ice and coca. So final stone of the 8th end, hoping for a 9th end or a steal. Team Wrana, life on the line. Room again, they're not getting the line right here.
Say they've been really hitting this one. It's a quicker, straighter spot. So
this needs to stop to even
Might be
have
ball
Rachel
game.
throw. Yeah, she's not even gonna shoot. Gonna have to shoot, but
unfortunate. Yeah, they got caught eating all their draws there. This whole end, they were a little bit wide and a little bit heavy, and I think they just got caught with this spot, eh, Langer?
yeah, they'll be disappointed with that because they got 3-4 chances with that shot and didn't really make any of them very good and missed them all the same way, which will be the frustrating part. I mean, I don't know if they talked about it again. I don't know a word of Swedish, except for the cheers that you reminded me of yesterday.
Kom igen, Sverige.
Yeah, I don't even know what they mean. Come on, Sweden. And then we are Swedish fans, allihopa, whatever that means.
Vi är svenska fans allihopa.
That's the one.
They need a miracle, the Swedes, right now after a well-played game, but just
they need a whiff of the week.
Yeah, they need a whiff of the week. A tough last end. They had a great game, but just couldn't find that line and that weight on that out-turn draw.
Yeah, got the break, made a good call with the high center and got the mistake. And so anyway, Team Yoshimura does beat Team Tiranzoni, so both of those teams are going to go to 2-2 and be into some kind of action. They're not going home yet. Final stone, Rachel Homan for the win to keep the undefeated week alive and to knock out Team Wrana.
Tons of room, man. We're not on it.
I don't think this will ever take off.
Yeah, this will not overcurl, if anything.
This is money in the bank, and Team Homan finds a way again, like all teams, great teams do, and they get 6. They win by a mile, John, 11-6. It wasn't even close.
If you had the over, you're sure like that
last end. But big victory for Team Homan. They'll go to 4-0, and Team Wrana, a well-fought game, just not the finish they were looking for. So they'll be on the outside looking in for the playoffs. That's it for this coverage. We will be back from the couch. What are we calling the couch?
It's gonna be the betting couch tonight.
Betting couch tonight. Yeah. We're gonna try some new things for fun and for charity, I think, and mostly for Ryan Fry, because we like to get him in here and see what he's gonna say next. So thanks for tuning in. For Brent Lang and John Morris. I've never called you that in my life.
I'll take it, Langer. I'll take it.
Sounds very professional. We're signing off. We'll be back in an hour and a half or so for the night draw. 8 o'clock local time, 6:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Thanks for tuning in.
victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.